Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. This is True Crime in the Morning. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, but you can call me Sleuth. Today, we will be discussing the Natalee Holloway case. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this case, there is breaking information. There has been an official confession by the prime suspect, Joran Sloot. Hey, what's up, Derek Farmer? Welcome back. Patricia, I think his father helped him. I wouldn't doubt it. Based off some of the stories he told in the past, I think at one point he said that his father helped him and they put Natalee in the cement of some foundation of a building with help of his father. Like, why would he say that, you know? What's going on, Beth? On the road, safe travels. You're welcome. We'll catch you in the replay or in the replay comments. Hey, Freckle. How you doing? Good morning, Louise. Louise Tresco. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, Tam B? And Lisa Branham. Welcome, guys. So this is going to be a quick live stream. Of course, we have the Delphi murders to cover today. Their Thursday live courtroom appearance. We'll be covering that directly after this live stream. So I think today what we're going to do is we're going to go over the timeline on this case. We're going to go over a couple of overview reports about the case. We'll go over the new confession, and then we'll go over Natalee's mother's response to that confession. And then I have a video from an expert who I agree with 100% that he doesn't believe that Joran's being honest with everything that he's saying. What's the filing, Freckle? Do you know? I'm going to make sure I get as much information on what's going on with the Delphi case before we go live in a little bit. Storm Babbitt. That sounds fun. Hey, Babbitt. What's up, True Crime and other stuff? What's up, Squatcher? Seen any squatches lately? You ever been to Idaho? Hey, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, Kevin, I think it's going to be a regular thing. I love covering these cases. I have enough information on them. And we learn so much. Like, once Joran confessed and he told us some details about what happened, to me, I feel like we gained some insight on the Rachel Morin case. After hearing what he said and how it played out, I have a strong feeling that that's exactly what happened in Rachel's case. What's up, Brad? So viewer discretion is advised in today. It's going to get pretty detailed and pretty gruesome when it comes to the confession part. Baldwin's attorney asking he not be taken off the case. Well, yeah, he needs the free publicity. If he gets taken off the case, that's bad publicity. Well, any publicity is good publicity, you know what I mean? But you don't want your good publicity to turn into bad publicity. Thank you, Beach Fairy. Good to see you. What's up, GP? Okay. I was going to hold off on the timeline till a little bit later, but I think it's going to be the most important thing we go over. It's going to give us all the information that we need, and then a couple of these local media reports, these videos I'll show will fill in the blanks here and there. Okay. And for those of you who are new to the case, Natalee Holloway was an American teenager who disappeared in 2005 while on a high school graduation trip in Aruba, a Caribbean island. Her case received significant media attention and international coverage. Natalee Holloway was last seen leaving a nightclub with three young men, one of whom was Joran Sloot, a Dutch national. "24 billable hours and sanctions." Gosh. Oops, sorry about that. Wrong button. Okay, let's get into this timeline here. Hey, Miss Robin, welcome. Joran said he took urine, I like that, her body to the ocean and went home. What about the cinder block? Who covered up the blood and the sand? Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. And we'll talk about that. Hey, what's going on, Redfoot? Good morning to you, sir. Good to see you, Miss Robin. All right, May 24th, 2005. Natalee graduates high school. Natalee Holloway, 18, was set to begin the rest of her life starting on May 24th, 2005. Natalee graduated from Mountain Brook High School. In the fall, Natalee was supposed to be starting her college career at the University of Alabama on a full scholarship. What's going on, Shay? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this dude is a pure psychopath. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that they're happy. Freckled, no, I believe he says he kicked her in the face really hard. He thinks he may have even killed her with that kick, but still, he proceeded to follow up by bashing her face in with a cinder block, is what he says. Beach Fairy says, at least they finally have answers. It's awful, but the not knowing and his refusal to admit it. That's the hard part. Just admit that you did it. Because until he admits it as a parent, there's always that hope, right, in the back of your mind that they might be alive, something strange happened, amnesia, whatever. You know, you're going to tell yourself a million lies until this person comes forward. So at least he did that. May 26, 2005, Mountain Brook seniors arrive in Aruba. Natalee, along with 124 of her fellow graduates, arrived in Aruba for their 5-day unofficial graduation trip. The recent graduates were accompanied by 7 chaperones who would check on them each day to make sure everything was going well. Carlos and Charlie's club in Orangestad. Bittersweet indeed. Good to see you, Miracle. Anna. Yeah, it's over with her. That's enough, she said. She probably can't handle it anymore. That's enough. He finally admitted it. That's move on with your life. Yeah, that's what he said. He kicked her in the face and then smashed her. Sounds a lot like what happened with Rachel Morin. You know, the stories we hear about Iraq and all that stuff. 7 chaperones and nobody noticed anything. I think her and a couple friends may have snuck out a little bit that last night. They're like, you know what? We've been good all this entire trip. Let's go sneak out and have some fun. It's our last night. You know, we'll go have a great time. We'll just sleep the whole way, on the plane or whatever. Anna says it has been said at the spot on the beach a body in the sea would wash back, but there's the story of Joran and his friends going to the north end of the island where there's sharks and wild currents. Yeah, and the guy that we're going to listen to here at the very end, he seems to think they took her over there to this fishing shack and there was missing knives and witness saw somebody walking around. So there's a lot to be investigated, but unfortunately it's not in the United States, so you can't force these people, to do their job. Yeah, it was a big class, huh? Yeah, that's right. Miracle. Damn, freckled. That's a lot. Good morning, Sparky. Hello, Jane from the country. Welcome. May 30th, 2005, Natalee goes missing. Natalee and some of her classmates decided to go to Carlos and Charlie's, a local club, to celebrate their last night of the trip at 1:30 a.m. Natalee was seen leaving the Orangestad Aruba nightclub with Joran Vandersloot, 17, and brothers Deepak and Satish Kalop. She was never seen or heard from again. June 9th, 2005, Joran Vandersloot is arrested. 10 days after Natalee disappeared, Joran Vandersloot, along with Kalop brothers, were arrested on suspicion of kidnapping and murder. Thank you, Beach Fair. Yeah, if you guys could drop a like button, hit that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Miracle Hearts, I definitely don't think he just pulled her into the water. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Wow, you get to go to Aruba for a senior trip. All we got to do is go to Kings Island. I've never been, true crime. September 3rd, 2005, Vandersloot is released. After months of being in custody, Vandersloot was released to his parents. No charges were filed against the three men at this time. November of 2007, Vandersloot is arrested again. Vandersloot and the brothers are arrested again for the possible involvement in the case. December 2007, Vandersloot is released again. All three were released again with no charges being filed. So it sounds a lot like they suspected these brothers as well. Oh, yeah, he looks awful. Looks like somebody ran his head over. Went from a reasonable, attractive man to looking like a London taxi driver. Yeah, he looks like what he's supposed to look like. If you put his actions to what you think he should look like, now he finally caught up to that. Patricia, what's up? His father, a lawyer, had a lot of power on that island. See, I don't know much about that part of it. He seems to take great satisfaction in giving details to the families that are extreme and degrading. Well, remember, he killed another girl 5 years later, almost to the day, almost on the anniversary of her murder. He killed another girl in Lima, Peru. Miss Robbins says, King Island, we went to Cedar Point. Is it nice up there, you guys? Devoted to Mariah. Hey guys, I'm busy doing stuff around the house, but I'm listening. Shout out to Devoted. Taking care of business. In Kentucky, highlight was jumping off a cliff into the lake. That sounds like fun. Devoted says this guy has always enraged me. He's disgusting. Yeah, his name is Joran, apparently. Cheeks in the building. What's up, Cheeks? Okay, so after the December 2007 second releasing with no charges being filed, March 10th, March of 2010, Vandersloot says he will release location of Holloway's body for $250,000. What a sleaze bag. Zero remorse from this guy. In March of 2010, Vandersloot allegedly contacted Natalee's mother, Beth Holloway, and said he would tell her where Natalee's remains were located if she gave him $250,000. During a recorded operation, Beth's attorney, John Kelly, met Vandersloot at a hotel in Aruba and gave him $10,000 in cash. Beth then wired another $15,000 to his bank account. After the money was in Vandersloot's possession, he allegedly changed his story about the night Natalee disappeared. He claimed that Natalee had fallen and hit her head, killing her instantly. Vandersloot then took Kelly to a home and said his dad had buried Natalee in the building's foundation. Days after Kelly and Vandersloot's interaction, Vandersloot left Aruba for Peru. In a later email, Vandersloot claimed the information he had given Kelly was worthless. So, Joran extorted Beth Holloway, Natalee's mother, for all this money, tormenting her, only to finance a trip to where he would commit his next murder, pretty much on the anniversary of Natalee's death. So think about how wicked this is, right? He extorts money from the mother of a person he just killed, brutally murdered, uses that money to finance a trip to Lima, Peru, where he will then go and commit his next murder. Yeah, that's awful. I wonder even if that part was true. They will. I think he's going directly back to Peru. He'll serve that sentence, then he'll come to the United States and serve out the extortion sentence. So he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. And I don't think he'll ever be charged with Natalee's case. I was reading an article why experts are saying that will never happen. It might be part of some deal. Shay says, wasn't there a video in a hotel that showed him going and coming back out of that second girl's room? Yeah, we have that security footage. We'll show that. Holy shit, Cheeks. Sad day today at work. They just fired 2,000 people. I hope it's not you, Cheeks. Sorry to hear that. Damn, that can't be good for the economy. Kind of scary to hear that happening. All right, Devoted. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to go on with that live stream, but we did track down the source. I think it's Fox 59 if you guys want to watch it directly there. But we will be watching it live as well. Well, I think it's on a 30-minute delay, actually. Yes, Miss Robin, extortion. He extorted her. This guy's the epitome of evil. Okay, May 30th, 2010, Vandersloot kills Stephanie Flores. 5 years to the day after Natalee disappeared, Stephanie Flores, a 21-year-old college student, was found beaten to death in Vandersloot's hotel room in Lima, Peru. June 2010, Vandersloot arrested for Flores' murder. Looks like he was arrested in Chile and sent to Peru to face murder charges for Flores' murder. June 30th, 2010, grand jury indicts Vandersloot on extortion charge. A federal grand jury indicted Vandersloot on extortion and wire fraud charges for soliciting money from Natalee Holloway's mother on promises he would reveal the location of her daughter's remains in Aruba. January 11th, 2012. Vandersloot pleads guilty to Flores' murder. On January 11th, 2022, Vandersloot pled guilty to the murder of Flores. At the time, Vandersloot's attorney claimed that Vandersloot killed Stephanie Flores as a result of extreme psychological trauma he suffered from the fallout of the 2005 disappearance of Caribbean island of Aruba of Natalee Holloway. So this is how sleazy defense attorneys are, right? Kind of like Richard Allen's attorneys. He wasn't a murderer before, but because he's being accused of a murder, it turned him into a murderer. Like, who's going to believe any of that shit? January 12th, 2012, judge declares Natalee legally dead. An Alabama judge signed an order declaring Natalee legally dead 6 years after her disappearance. January 13th, 2012, Vandersloot sentenced on a murder charge. Sentenced to 28 years in prison for the Flores murder. He will spend these years in Peru. May 10th, 2023. Peru will allow Vandersloot to be extradited to Alabama. In May of 2023, Peru government decides to allow Vandersloot to be extradited to the United States to face trial for extortion and wire fraud charges he was indicted on in June of 2010. June 3rd, 2023. Vandersloot transferred to separate prison while waiting on extradition. Vandersloot left the prison he was at, the Chalapalca prison, to a prison in Lima, Peru, while he is waiting to be extradited to Birmingham, Alabama. And that brings us to today. Yeah, that's Flores. And it was almost the anniversary of her murder. So I don't know. Is he triggered on that day? I would find that date, and I would find other missing people anywhere near where he might be in those following years. Because what are the odds that he kills Natalee Holloway on a specific date? 5 years later, he does the same thing to another person. Urine slander poop. Yeah, he might be triggered by that day. 5 years to the date. That's a serial killer right there, guys. Jerry, what's up? Outside of the grid, what's going on, buddy? 2000. Alrighty. We catch up on the chat and we'll blow through some of these local media reports. We'll hear his car confession. And then we'll listen to his recent confession. We'll listen to Natalee Holloway's mother. And then we're going to listen to Tim Miller. He's a search and recovery expert. And he actually went to Aruba 9 separate times to look for Natalee. And he doesn't believe what Joran is saying. I don't think that guy can find God. I don't think he has the soul of a human in that body. Three big companies in Indiana laying off or closing just the patent. Wow, that's awful. He'll only come back to the U.S. if his time in Peru is shortened. He has another 22 years, will be about 57 when released. His dad died young, so Joran's genetics are likely to catch up. Yeah, he'll die in prison. I mean, he was already stabbed one time when he was locked up in Peru. I haven't. If we have time, we'll read that article. But yeah, he got stabbed. Yeah, that was pretty sneaky, huh? True crime. We'll watch that. Here, let's blow through some of these videos. I'm going to skip this first one.
In the case, after 5 days in police custody, denying repeatedly that he killed Stephanie Flores, the young Dutchman broke down in admitting to murdering the 21-year-old Peruvian student in his hotel room after a night of drinking and gambling. The bombshell confession came late last night. Under intense questioning, the 22-year-old Joran reportedly told investigators that he attacked Stephanie Flores. He grabbed her by the neck when she took his laptop, he said, and started reading articles about him on the internet. I did not want to do it, he tearfully admitted. The girl intruded into my private life. She had no right. I confronted her. She was frightened. We argued, and she wanted to get away. I grabbed her by her neck and I hit her. This morning, sources tell ABC.
I seriously doubt that. I have a feeling that he planned to kill her that day. I mean, what are the odds, right? And why would he have his laptop out? He must have been scaring her. Like, look, you want to see something? Check this out. Look, I'm a person of interest in this murder. And he's probably showing Natalee Holloway's case. And she's probably like, oh, shit. So he wanted to terrify her and he planned to kill her, in my opinion.
News that Joran will take investigators to the scene of the crime, the TAC Hotel in downtown Lima, to show them how he attacked Stephanie.
Now, remember, he's financing his Lima trip off of extorted money from Natalee's family. He had 10 grand in cash and another 15 in the bank. So he's living off of that money and killing people off of the money that he extorted from another victim's family. Just think about that for a second.
Remember, that surveillance video shows that he brought Stephanie to the hotel in the early morning hours on Sunday, May 30th. He's seen leading her past the front desk as he takes his keys. She walks behind him, her back to the camera. Moments later, upstairs, another camera captures them walking into Joran's room. This is the last time Stephanie is seen alive. 4 hours later, Joran leaves the hotel room alone, wearing a different shirt. He walks through the lobby carrying 2 bags. Stephanie's body is discovered in that hotel room 3 days later.
No issue. He has no problem leaving a dead person in that room. Lisa, I think he is a serial killer. He might be triggered by that date. And I wouldn't doubt if he has more victims, honestly. That's insane, Anna. Yeah, that's insane. Oh, yeah, 2000, sorry. Yeah, that's scary to hear that. Hey, what's up, Purdue? I wouldn't doubt it, Sparky, if there were more missing girls. I'm telling you, this guy is giving me serial killer vibes.
Throughout the investigation, authorities have been carefully documenting, videotaping every step of their probe, including a search of Joran's belongings.
La policía tiene ya su computadora.
Police now have Joran's laptop, says Stephanie's father. It contains valuable information that may lead to more of Joran's victims.
Que hay más asesinatos.
I think he killed many others, he says. Stephanie's murder has sparked new interest in Joran's role in the disappearance of Natalee Holloway in Aruba. There are reports now that new search teams will soon begin scouring the island for more clues.
The question remains, will he reveal any information with regard to the disappearance
truthfully
of Natalee Holloway?
The hope is that in death, Stephanie will provide vital answers in Natalee's case and bring closure to the Holloway family.
I don't know, Anna. He had money, unless he blew it. It sounds like he might have a gambling problem. So yeah, he could have blown through that. What was it, about 25 grand he got? Yeah, he's beyond a sicko. I mean, we're talking about a serial killer here. Honestly, I believe that he is. That's his MO. He gets, when he was good looking, he would use his looks, get these girls alone and then kill them and then move on to another place. And hide the bodies, right? Anna says he was a compulsive gambler. Yeah, I can see that. So even if he had 10 grand, he could blow that in one night, probably. I know, Miss Robin. From now on, it's Joran. And this reporter called him. He didn't even call him Joran. He called him Joran. So I thought that was funny. Oh, he was trafficking. He was using that money probably to finance some gang activity inside the jail, maybe. Hey, what's up, Grunge? I just find it strange that it's on the anniversary and the whole laptop thing. Some random girl's not just going to jump on your laptop. So when he talks about him going into fits of rage and doing all this, I don't believe it. I think he's a premeditated killer. I think he wakes up in the morning and he says, I'm going to go find a victim today. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to play Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to try to walk them home, and then I'm going to kill them. Try to bring them home with me. You know, that's what Jeffrey Dahmer did. He might even be using like date rape drugs, maybe. Hey, what's up, Don? Yeah, he has no problem killing at all. And think about it. Not only is he killing, he's like terrorizing Natalee's family. So it's not one thing that he's just a cold-blooded murderer and then he moves on and does his best to forget about what he did. No, he wallows in it. Kind of reminds me of like Rex Heuermann. You know, if he's guilty of all that, calling the victim's family, terrorizing them. Like, how do you explain that behavior? I mean, that's just like cold-blooded. That's the devil. Like, I'm not happy with just killing you. Now I got to go torment your family who is suffering. Okay, here's that security footage again. So I put it in slow motion. Look, he's smiling, gets his key. She's like, oh, I'm just going to hook up with this dude and then I'll go about my business. Wake up in the morning, do the walk of shame, and I won't tell anybody about this. So I have a feeling when he brought her in there, he was like, you want to see something? And then he pulls up, you know, YouTube or different news nations and news stations. And he's like, check this out. She's like, okay. She's looking at it, like reading about what happened to Natalee Holloway. And then she's like looking at him like, what the hell? And then imagine seeing the date and seeing that it was the same day 5 years ago. I think he showed it to her. I don't think she looked at all. I think he showed it to her, wanted to see the terror in her eyes before he killed her. Urine. Yeah, I was calling him Jordan for a while. Jordan Vandersloot. Strange name. Okay, we're already at the halfway point. Let's hurry this up. Let's watch his car confession. Now, you got to read the closed caption here.
Maar gaan ze haar ooit nog vinden, denk je? Nou? Klaar. Nee, dan wil ik nu wel eens met dingen gaan. Maar ja, voordat ik dat krijg, zo'n 10 jaar. What the fuck is that, joh?
The guy's asking her, where is she? And Joran's saying, never to be found again. Now, if he just walked out and just pushed her out to the ocean, he wouldn't be able to make that comment.
Waar precies weet ik zelf ook niet.
Okay, let me go back. I don't know where exactly, but she's not going to be found again. Like, how does he know that? To me, that means they may have chopped her up and kind of spread her out through the ocean. Because in this fishing shack, apparently they may have gone to, there was a missing large knife and some other items were stolen that night. and a witness saw somebody kind of messing around out there.
Hoe kan dat je dat niet weten? Ja. Hogere macht. Hogere macht. Mag doen. Nee, ik ben er klaar mee. Dat is goed. Het loopt allemaal waarschijnlijk nog mooi. Ja, dat kan gewoon waarom dan.
See, he's trying to turn this into a positive. He says it will probably end up better than I could have ever dreamed of. So he's planning on filing a lawsuit against the family and all the people that were accusing him, knowing damn well he did it. But he was still trying. He's a con artist, kind of. So he was going to use that opportunity to sue them, I think.
Ja, ik bedoel, je krijgt waarschijnlijk ook...
See, financial compensation.
Dat is niet geleden dan. Ik had er, zonder deze arrestatie had ik er niet op gerekend.
Hoewel het nog geen keiharde bekentenis is.
Oké, ik heb dat meisje dus eigenlijk 2 dagen gekend. Ja. Niet eens. Ik heb haar diezelfde dag ontmoet. En de tijd dat ik bij haar ben geweest is misschien 3,5 uur geweest. De hele tijd hè, dat ik bij haar ben geweest. Totaal. Ja. Ik kan bewijzen dat ik een half uur nadat ik zeg dat ik haar op het strand heb achtergelaten dat ik al thuis ben.
Sure, we've all been there. We've all been there at one point in time. The walk of shame.
Ja, ik weet wel waarom je dat zegt. Ik weet wel waarom. Waarom zegt hij dat dan? Kijk, als hij dat nu zegt, dan is hij de lul. Waarom? Ja, dan wordt hij weer opgepakt natuurlijk. Waarom de fuck lieg je dat je nog niet hebt opgehaald? Wat is er met haar gebeurd, man? Ja. What the fuck is
He said, what happened to her, man? Tell me what happened to her.
er met haar gebeurd? Joran, luister, ik kom uit Aruba.
He says, listen, I'm from Aruba. I know that beach.
Ik ken het strand. Ik zeg het je. Ik weet wel dat meisjes.
He says, I'm telling you honestly, I know what happened to that girl.
Wat is er gebeurd dan? Wat is er gebeurd?
See, his ego, he can't control it.
Hij dood is ze toch? Maar is ze dood gegaan of wat?
Is she dead? He said, of course.
Kom op man, ik zal nooit een meisje. Nee bro, dat is goed. Nee Joran, dit is je mooi jongen. Ik heb gewoon even pas gehad. Dat is het geweest. Hoe dan? Ja, het is daar niks gebeurd.
Hey, what's up, Mind of Monsters? Welcome, welcome.
De oceaan is groot hè? Natuurlijk is de zee groot man. En ik denk gewoon dat ik gewoon heel mazzel heb gehad dat ze nooit gevonden is. Want als ze dat mij zouden willen.
He said, I'm just lucky to have gotten away with it.
Waarom dan? Ja, nee, gewoon, oké, ja, als ze een lijk hebben, kunnen ze een zaak proberen. Ja, hebben ze ook nog steeds niks. Maar ja, nee, maar dan hebben ze wel, dan moet ik wel weer opgepakt, bijvoorbeeld. Ja, weet ik niet, als ik direct bewijs aan jou toe zou zijn, misschien wel, snap je? Weet je, dat vergaat, man. Ja, maar daarom, ja, ik denk ook dat ik gewoon voor altijd nu gewoon nooit daar hiervoor meer genaaid kan worden. Maar ja, nee, ik weet het wel zeker van niet. Ze gaan het niet proberen, man. Ik zeg je één ding. Ik heb nog nooit met iemand. Nee, ik zo niet makkelijk.
All right, this is where Joran talks about having help from a lifelong friend, somebody that he's in debt to, that he would die for now.
Ik weet het, Joran, weet je, maar sommige dingen af en toe moet je kwijt. Ja, het is maar, het wordt nooit meer.
Health issues, I believe, Beach.
Nee. Ze hebben de zee gedaan. Ja, alleen? Hoe heb je gezwommen?
They dropped her into the sea. He said yes.
Zwemmen of zo? Wat dan? Het is gewoon bizar, dat kan zo niet. Ja, kijk, ik ken ook wel mensen op Aruba. Ik heb ook wel ook met die leeftijd.
Says I know people.
Met mensen die me ook helpen. Tuurlijk, ja. Het liefst noem ik die mensen gewoon.
I prefer not to tell their names because he's always had my back. I'm telling you, he's talking about his father right here.
Helemaal niet om. Hun hebben nooit. En dat is fout.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, hit that like button,
Ze zijn
guys.
altijd voor mij goed geweest. Ik ben altijd voor hun goed geweest daar. Dus ja.
Klingons.
Wie het is ga ik ook niet noemen. Het is niet mijn ouders. Maar ja, iemand die gewoon echt.
Thank you, Beach Boy.
Een goede vriend van ons.
Really close friend with a boat.
Ja, dat is klaar, joh. Als je haar met de boot weggebracht had naar buiten. Ja.
If you took her out into the ocean on a boat, it's done. More than 2 miles and she will never return.
Dan 2 mijl. Dat is nooit meer terug, hoor. Ja, nee, maar kijk. allebei dus ook best slim, dat is ook wel wat ouder.
Look, this friend is quite clever, and he's a bit older. Right? Bit older. That's his father.
En waarom zou hij dat willen doen voor jou?
What's up, Red Queen?
Ja, we zijn al vanaf de jongste van vrienden. Ja, kijk, Joran, als je meestal
We've been friends since we were kids. Since he was
zou je ook
kids.
helpen, maar ja, je moet daar goed over nadenken, weet je. Maar ja, deze persoon, ja, dat is gewoon, ik zou ze, weet je, zijn naam zou...
I will never give up his name. I'll take his name with me into my grave.
Tot mijn gast noem ik dat niet, want ik geloof dat ik dat tegenover hem, dat kan ik gewoon niet kan maken, weet je. Dan ben ik gewoon verplicht voor wat hij ook voor mij is gedaan. Tuurlijk man, tuurlijk man. Ja, kijk, hij heeft een boot en die boot staat daar. En ja.
Hey, good to see you, Anthony.
Ja, toen we daar dus met het strand waren, toen ja. En in één keer deze gewoon niks meer. Dus ja, ik hoor hem wel. Dus die gast, ja, ik belde hem niet naar de taaltelefoon toe. En ik heb hem gebeld. Ja. En ik zei van ja.
See, he's a sophisticated criminal. He's like, I called my friend not on my cell phone, but I made sure to use the payphone.
Dit is het niet, alsjeblieft me helpen, weet je. En ja, bel de politie niet, alsjeblieft, bel de politie niet. Nee, bel de politie niet. En hij is daar gekomen. Leuk geregeld. Nou, nee, ook niet. En hij zei van, shit, maar ja, ze zag er normaal uit, weet je, niks aan de hand. Ik denk, je moet naar huis gaan. Dus ja, je moet sowieso mee, kan je dit niet vragen. Nee, maar ik ga niet naar huis. Ik ga niet naar huis. En ik regel de rest. En als ik naar huis gegaan. Mooi wel, maar dit is gewoon gewoon hard, man.
He says, shit, man, that guy has a heart of gold. So which friend of yours is going to show up? You're going to show him a dead body, and then he's going to say, go home. I'll take care of it from here. Your friend's not going to say that. He's going to say, you're going to help me. Only a father would say something like that. Okay, you showed me where she is. Now make sure you go protect your alibi. We will take care of this.
It's what I'm called. It's what I'm called, weet je. Ik wil je geld verdienen, want ik geld geven. Ja, maar als ik hem ooit iets verzoek, ik zal mijn leven...
So do I, Beach.
Dat hoeft niet. Maar financieel kan je hem... en ik ga je zorgen dat je hem financieel kan doen. Dat is echt goed. Ongelooflijk, man. Ja, ik heb je altijd gezegd, ik wist het wel, weet je.
Yeah, for sure, Anthony. He's kind of talking about him right now. He says it's a big relief. I have never told anybody this in my life. The one time he trusts somebody, he's being set up. But they can't control themselves. He likes this guy. He thinks he's a killer because he has a bad reputation in Aruba as being a gangster. So he can trust him. He believes he's a killer, right? Mutually assured destruction. You telling me, I'm telling you.
Fucking familie van vriendjes van Bush en die input en die... Ik zeg het je eerlijk, ik wist dat ook allemaal niet, weet je. Ze zijn wel van een rijke familie en zo, weet je. Ja, maar tuurlijk wist je dat niet, Joran. Nee, ik kon er niet horen. Tuurlijk wist je dat niet, maar niemand weet dat zoiets gebeurt. Niemand weet dat zoiets gebeurt, man. Relax, Joran, je hebt je hart gelukt. Goed, man.
Yep, trying to impress him.
Het is voor mij afgesloten, het boek is dicht. Weet je, het boek is gewoon dicht. We hebben het er niet meer over. Ja, is goed, man. Ja, toch? Ik ben blij dat je straks bij.
All right. So you guys get the hint. He's talking about a lifelong friend, been friends since kids. This guy's a little bit older, very smart. He's known him his whole life. Showed him where the body was on the beach. And this person told him, okay, get back, go home. We'll handle it from here. Sounds like a father to me. And then also in one of his lies that he told to the Holloway's attorney was he took him to some building and said, oh, well, Natalee fell and she died on her own. And then we buried her here in the foundation with help from his father. So if you take all these half truths and put them together, you might be able to find the full truth somewhere in there. What's going on, Anthony? Always good to see you, my friend. Anna, the Dutch own and govern the island. Others, like Joran's friends Deepak and Satish, I think have different positions in society. Likely non-Dutch friend helped. Yeah, it's interesting. February 10th, 2010, while playing tennis in Aruba, his dad died of a heart attack at age 57. His mother, Anita, said Joran had severe mental problems and had blamed himself for his father's death. Probably was your fault. Fucking stressing out your pops. What the hell's wrong with you? I really thought Natalee died of convulsion. Profiler Pat Brown thought she suffocated on sand while being raped. I think the latest story is untrue, but he admitted guilt. I mean, there's no way to determine how she died. You don't have a body. Like, how the hell would Pat Brown know anything about her even being sexually assaulted? I don't think there's enough information to even determine that. There's not even evidence for an SA, let alone dying from smothering in sand because of an SA. Very strange to say that. Unless she was just speculating, like, oh, these are some of the things that could have happened, that have happened in the past or something. Okay, let's take a listen to his recent confession that came out yesterday. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
She asked to go back to her hotel, but I was just trying to get dropped off a little bit further away from her hotel so we could walk back to her hotel, and I might still get a chance to be with her.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for.
Okay. So what happens?
Yeah, Deepak drops me off at a place a little right of the Marriott hotel known as the Fisherman's Huts. This place is not so far from, the next hotel is the Marriott, and the next hotel after that is another Marriott, which is a timeshare, and then it's the Holiday Inn.
100%.
We walk along the beach.
Do Deepak and Satish get out? Come with you? What happens to them?
Deepak and Satish leave. They leave. They go back to their home.
Yeah,
I assume
agree.
they go back to their home. They get in their car and they leave. I'm actually with Natalee walking along the beach. I find a space before we get to the Marriott hotel, where I lay her down. We lay down together in the sand, and we start kissing.
Just be prepared, guys. It's going to get pretty violent here in a minute.
Each other. I get her to kiss me again. We start kissing each other, and I start feeling her up again, and she tells me no. She tells me she doesn't want me to feel her up. I insist. I keep feeling her up either way, and she knees me. She ends up kneeing me in the crotch. When she knees me in the crotch, I get up.
Good for her.
On the beach, and I kick her extremely hard in the face. Yeah, she's laying down unconscious, possibly even dead, but definitely unconscious. And I see right next to her there's a huge cinder block laying on the beach.
Just randomly.
When you say cinder block, looking at the walls of this place, is it like those?
The exact same cinder blocks. I see a huge cinder block laying on the beach. I take this and I smash her head in with it completely.
Jesus.
Her face basically, collapses in. Even though it's dark, I can see her face is collapsed in.
This is somebody's daughter he's talking about.
Afterwards, I don't exactly know what, I'm scared. I don't know what to do, and I decide to take her and to put her into the ocean. So I grab her and I half pull and half walk with her into the ocean. I push her off. I walk up to about my knees into the ocean, and I push her off into the sea. Yeah, after that, I get out. I walk home.
So he finished and walked home. Okay. So what do you guys think about his story? I believe the part about him trying to rape her and her kicking him, and I believe all that stuff's true. Even the cinder block stuff. I do believe it's possible that it could be a cinder block there. Or he's only mentioning the cinder block because she was, she might have been being weighed down by a cinder block. But what do you guys think about that? Is he telling a half truth? Is there any truth to that at all? Anthony says, I found that part hard to believe. The cinder block just happens to be right there. Yeah, it's very strange. We're going to listen to Natalee Holloway's mother. She makes a quick response after his confession. Then we're going to listen to Tim Miller. He's an expert when it comes to search and rescue. And he doesn't believe what Joran is saying either. And then shortly after this live stream, guys, we will be covering the Delphi case. They have cameras in the courtroom. They will be covering today's hearing live. It's going to have a 30-minute delay, but we will be covering that right after this. Miracle Hearts. The story changes so much is the problem, like KK. Yeah, with blaming the father and then not blaming the father and then blaming the father, creating stories where the father is involved somehow, right? But he doesn't want to say anything. Yeah, same thing came to mind. Exactly, Miracle. Anna says, hours after killing Natalee, Joran went to school and passed a major end-of-the-year exam with high marks. Yeah, he has every sign of a psychopath, for sure. No crime scene was found. I think it would be easy to hide that in the sand. I hope, Anthony. Anthony says her mom seems at peace now. I don't know if she's at peace. I think she might just be tired. This is her, what's the word I'm looking for? She's kind of settling is the word I'm looking for. Like, it's not everything she hoped for. It's not all the answers. But considering everything, it's kind of like a Pyrrhic victory, Oh, were his shoes found on the beach? Didn't know that. All right, let's take a listen.
I can tell you with certainty that after 18 years, Natalee's case is solved. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. It's over. Joran van der Sloot is no longer the suspect in my daughter's murder. He is the killer. In the course of his felony prosecution, here for extortion and wire fraud indictment,
she does seem at
he gave
peace.
a proffer in which he finally confessed that he killed Natalee. He described when and how he killed her. He said that after killing her on the beach in Aruba, he put her into the water, and that was the last that he ever saw her. That was all verified by a comprehensive and conclusive polygraph test. Even with this confession.
Oh, that was news as well. I didn't know that they gave him a polygraph test. I don't know if that means anything, but apparently everything he was saying about the cinder block and him putting her in the water the way he did was all confirmed as being truthful in the polygraph.
Though he can't be tried here for Natalee's murder, but I'm satisfied knowing that he did it. He did it alone, and he disposed of her alone. I won't give you the details of his brutal confession, Those will be forthcoming when the proffer is made public.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Anna. Like he got rid of the shoes. If he had blood on him or if he kicked her, it would be wise for him to actually get rid of those shoes. Probably dumped him where he dumped her. With all his clothes
You will
maybe in a
also have
bag.
details of the plea agreement which was reached, his sentence of the extortion, and the wire fraud will run concurrently with a sentence in Peru for killing Stephanie Flores. And that's fine with me. Thanks to a
That's
lot
a
of
life
very
sentence.
smart and dedicated people here, I got the answer I've been searching for the past 18 years. Joran Vandersloot's confession means we have finally reached the end of our never-ending nightmare. And for me, reaching the end of the nightmare, being over, is better than closure.
That
It's
is
been
closure.
18 years since Natalee disappeared, and Natalee would be 36 years old today.
Wow.
I still miss her every day. It's been a very long and painful.
She would have been a college graduate. She would have probably been already starting her career and her family. She could have had a few kids by now.
Journey, but we finally got the answers we've been searching
So sad.
for all these years. We finally, today, we got justice for Natalee. So thank you all so very much and being supportive.
Okay, let's listen to what Tom Miller had to say. This is from News Nation, just a short clip.
You know what? There's only one thing that I believe that he confessed to today, and that
Search and
is that he
rescue
murdered Natalee, and he
expert.
murdered her there on the island, on the beach, and I truly believe in that area he's talking about. Again,
The dude looks like Mr. Potato Head, like 100%.
and yeah, I went there 9 times. I know that island pretty well. To find a cement block right there close to where all this happened, I'm not going to buy that.
Hey, Carrie.
And I'm certainly not going to buy the fact that he went out there and basically 3 feet of water, put her body in the water, and she just drifted away. And, we actually took a 135-foot boat from New Iberia, Louisiana.
So remember, this guy has been looking for Natalee from the beginning. He's been to Aruba 9 different times searching for her.
All the way to Aruba, and for the reason is we know that night Natalee disappeared, that fisherman's hut was broken into, and the rope and the knife in that big fish trap was stolen.
So fisherman's hut was broken into, and they stole a knife and some rope.
And we always felt as though a strong possibility. Yeah, she's in the water, but in that big fish trap that was stolen. And for him to say that he walked home when he was actually doing that deep water search, a guy came up to us and told us a bunch of stories. And 2:08 in the morning, his dog was barking, and he thought somebody was breaking in his house. He looked outside, see this guy walking down the street, and he was pretty muddy. And a guy, older gentleman, drive up with a red Jeep and screaming at him, pointing his finger. They went the other.
I wonder who this old man was. I wonder if the old man was his father in a rental Jeep, maybe.
Into the road, turned around, went back home. And many, many things, I don't want to go into a lot of detail, many, many things he says was too believable. And then we asked him if we could fly him to Houston, Texas, give him a polygraph test, because he specifically said it was Paul Vandersloot that picked Joran up. He took the polygraph.
Okay, who is Paul Vandersloot? Is that his father? So he's saying he has a witness. The same person who says he thought his home was being broken into, but it was really somebody breaking into the shack, the fishing shack, where they stole a knife, they stole rope, and there's an actual witness saying that he most likely saw Joran's father.
Test, and he flatlined it. Everything he said was true. I actually went back to Aruba, got with Hans Voss, the prosecutor, and gave him a copy of that polygraph test. And I said,
"Oh, he's no joke.
This guy's with the authorities. Nobody's talked to him. They won't believe him." And Hans Voss told me in no uncertain terms, number one, we're not going to let some damn hot cowboy run this investigation. I'm sure he was talking about me. He said, we don't have any evidence that Joran had anything to do with anything. And number three, we don't believe in polygraph tests at Aruba. and literally threw the polygraph test in the trash in front of me. But no, I don't believe the cement block story, and I certainly don't believe the water story.
So there you have it. An expert saying, I don't believe any of that shit. I didn't believe it when I heard it. And I wasn't expecting him to be honest, but I do believe what he, that he is the one that killed her. I don't believe he's covering for anybody. I don't believe that they tried to kidnap her and we're going to hold her for ransom and then something went wrong. I don't believe that for a moment. But guys, that is all of my time for today. Thanks for hanging out with me for this episode 9 of True Crime in the Morning. I really do appreciate it. If you could hit the like button on the way out. And if you're part of that replay crew, please drop a comment, consider subscribing, and consider becoming a member. And I will see you guys in about an hour. We will be covering the Delphi court hearing. Looks like it's going to be televised for the first time with a 30-minute delay, and we will be on top of it. Good to see all you guys. What's up, Kels? Yeah, unfortunately, we're getting out of here. Thank you, Sparky. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Jane. See you in a little bit, Anthony. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you later. And also, I'll see you tomorrow morning as well. So we're going to make this morning show a regular thing. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are as well. And you can expect me here every morning on the weekdays. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace out. Thank you, Red Queen. Take care, everybody. Bye.